Hey guys, it's me, JR, aka Digital Blacksmith, giving you a quick guide to PAX South 2016. Okay, so the things I want to go over for PAX South 2016 is one is the location. Obviously, it's in San Antonio, Texas, but it takes place in the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center, and that is basically on the Riverwalk. I don't know if it's the end because I don't know San Antonio very well, but it's basically, if you attended last year for PAX South 2015, it's in the same place. The venue isn't as big as per se as the Boston Convention Center, or obviously it's not as big as PAX Prime because PAX Prime is the biggest. Unfortunately, I've never been to Australia, so I can't really compare it to that, but it is what it is. But basically, let me go ahead and pull up the map. It's going to be two floors that you're going to be worrying about. The first floor is where obviously you're going to enter, and it's weird because if you're walking from the Riverwalk, you're going to have to walk around and actually enter, and then you're gonna walk a bit before you get to the hall. You'll see people eating because there's a little cafe stand like right in the middle. But if you get there before it opens, as you can see on the left side of the map, you'll see the queue hall, or you can pick up your badges there too. But for the pin collectors such as myself, the main area where you're gonna get most of your pins is actually in the front, and you're not even gonna need to go into the expo hall for it. It's because the pins that they're offering, so there's just not that many. But the key thing here is if you want that limited edition pin, it's only gonna be available in the smaller merch booth in the front, as opposed to the bigger one in the back corner inside the expo hall. More on that later. But basically, you'll have your tabletop games. You'll have the PC room with just a lot of PCs where you can play PC games, and basically Badlands. So some of the artists that Penny Arcade features will have a booth even before you get to the expo hall. You'll have a way to get into the main theater. It's separate from the expo hall as well. But that basically comprises of floor 1. Now, floor 2, you'll have the other theaters, such as the Cactus Theater, Bobcat Theater, Armadillo Theater. There's one more. Oh, and the Falcon Theater is actually on level 3. I don't remember ever going to floor 3 last year, because I was there trying to collect the pins. Luckily, there's not many pins this time around in PAX South, so I'll be spending more time in expo halls and in panels. But basically, you'll have the free play stage, the handheld lounge for people with their 3DSs and Vitas or anything. You'll have the classic arcade, Polaris lounge. It's basically not the heart of the convention, but you'll have a lot of good things there. As of when I go through the schedule, we'll see. I won't go in too much detail to the expo hall, but if you notice by the, let me see, PAX Rising, I believe. Let me pull it up. The PAX Rising, the only partner pin, and actually the only new pin that you have to get inside the expo hall is right next to the stairs that lead you to level 2 anyway. And it's next to the PAX Rising. It's going to be floor Expo booth 11102. I can't remember. Let me see, 1102. That's going to be for the Surprise Attack Ninja pin. And obviously, I'm guessing you're probably going to either have to play their game or purchase it for $10 to $15, like most pins go for now. But that's it. I mean, if you look at the expo hall, you'll see more pins like We Love Fine, but that's probably because they have the pins like the Portal pins, the Cat Bug pin, the Chloe pin, the Jack pin, and what's that last one? What's that show? Oh my god, with Jake and Finn, Adventure Time pins. Okay. So that's basically it. And the PAX merch booth is there if you want to buy the PAX South set. Um, but let's go ahead and look at the pins. All right, so here are the pins, though that's available from the merch booth. You'll have the PAX South 2016 set. The pin offering is pretty cool. I just find it weird that they don't actually. It doesn't actually contain Gabe and Tycho. It's a little weird, but you have standard offering. I actually like the PAX 2016 pin itself. Not so much with the limited edition South 2016 pin. To me, it's kind of like last year's Polygon pin, just without San Antonio or Texas behind it. So it's just a plain X. It is what it is. I don't have much to say about it, but I mean, obviously, I'm gonna try to get 2 or 4 of them for trade bait later on when we go to East and possibly PAX Prime. I don't know if I'm going PAX Prime this year, but most likely probably will, just knowing me and my group. And then we have the partner pins. Now, there's only 4 as opposed to like 13 or 14 you see like in PAX Prime. So I believe there was maybe 7 for PAX South last year. I was actually really hoping that Moonrise, that Pokemon iPad game, will be there, because people in the pin collecting want that 3rd pin for the set. I was actually lucky enough in PAX South to win the iPad one of these days. So actually, in going back to that, take your time in the PAX South booth, because you never know what kind of tournaments the companies are gonna be holding separate from what PAX is doing as their tournaments. Luckily, I was trying to wait to go into a draft for Magic, which Wizards of the Coast is not actually going to be there this year. At least I didn't see, or at least they're not going to have a prominent presence. But close to it was the Moonrise booth, and they were holding a tournament, and since I had to wait 2 hours, I just went and did it. Long story short, I wrecked shop. I got the most wins in the day in a span of 30 minutes because I was pretty much the last contestant allowed in, and I won the iPad. Shout out to everybody that helped me and lost to me pretty quickly, but my strategy was pretty foolproof. I'll not lie. But this year, I don't know. I don't think we have to play for any pins, so I think it's easy in terms of a convention enjoyment. You can probably just go, if you're a pin collector at least, you can just trade with random people. You can enjoy the convention without waiting in monstrous lines, long lines just to get pins or even a chance for pins. I'm looking at you order 1886 pin from PAX East. Man, that pin was a pain to get. But it looks like the Surprise Attack Ninja pin is the only pin we're going to have to worry about in the expo hall. And if anything, you might just have to buy it. Now, there's 2 pins going back to the floor 1. Let's go ahead and switch views really quick. So, by the PAX merch light booth, obviously, we're going to get the limited edition pin. You're going to get the South set. But in the Badlands booth across from it, you're going to get 2 more pins there. And that's going to be the Creepy Doll Barbecue from Loading Ready Run. And then the Camp We Don't Want Ya Haunted Beaver pin from KD Rice. They always have a pin available in most PAXs. And usually they're pretty awesome. I actually like the Camp We Don't Want Ya pins. But other than that, you don't have to go too far for the last of the partner pins, which is the Matriarch pins. And that's going to be in the tabletop area. So if you look on the left side next to the queue hall on this map, you're not going to have to go too far. Let me double check that and make sure I'm not lying to you. But I believe that is true. Yep, this is in the tabletop area. But yeah, so for your pin collectors, just enjoy the convention this time. I know I will. And if you're not going to enjoy the convention, enjoy San Antonio. I know me and my group enjoyed walking down the river walk many, many times last year. And I'm glad that Penny Arcade chooses the cities they choose, because the cities are awesome. Boston, San Antonio, Seattle's a great city. Unfortunately, I've never been to Australia, but I'm pretty sure they picked a good city to hold it. Alright, now that we got the pin collecting out of the way, the last part I wanted to go through was the actual schedule. I just want to give a few shout outs to some of the things that I will be looking forward to on all 3 days. So if we start on Friday, in Armadillo Theater, you can go ahead and look at indie game development, which is pretty cool. Now, also, if you're a fan of, let's see, Gears of War, Cliff Bleszinski is going to be in the main theater. Obviously, he's not with Epic Games anymore. But, you know, if you're a fan of his work, it might be a good time spent going there. And that's at 10:30. In the Falcon Theater at 11 a.m. I'm actually going to try to go to this. The founders of Loot Crate is going to give a little panel, and you're going to be able to get a figure in there. Let me see. Yeah, you get a free collectible figure, and you can ask all your questions. So that's pretty cool. At least you get rewarded for actually waiting in line and going in there. Let me see. In tabletop games, they're going to have a Carcassonne tournament, or probably like a gameplay. So if you like that game, you want to play, or had been meaning to look at that game, feel free to drop by there. In the main theater at 11:30, you're gonna have the Penny Arcade Q&A. So if you're a fan of this work that Penny Arcade does and you want to meet their staff, that's also a good place to just sit in a panel, listen to them, and basically learn more what they do. Let's see, at 12 o'clock, Ticket to Ride. A lot of people like that game. 12:30 is the DLC Video Game Podcast Live. Listening to a podcast live is pretty awesome, so feel free to go there. 7 Wonders, cool tournament in the tabletop game. Keep going there. Let me see. Nothing at 1 o'clock really interests me. Oh, Armadillo Theater, Omegathon Round 1. So people who don't know what Omegathon is, so 20 lucky people get to become contestants in Omegathon. And basically Omegathon has 6 rounds of people basically competing in weird games. So round 1 is Beautiful Katamari. And when I mean weird games, I think last year they had crane claw games, like you have to grab a prize. So looks like the first game to kind of dwindle down the contestants and knock out the first couple of contestants is Beautiful Katamari. All right. Also at 1:30, if that's not your thing, you can go to the Q Hall, basically in the front of the convention center, like basically where you lined up before you got to go to the expo hall. You can go ahead and meet Gabe and Tycho. Well, really, it's Mike and Jerry, the people behind Gabe and Tycho. You can meet them, and you can go ahead and have them sign any works you have of that they did. Pretty cool. They're cool guys. You can also obviously run into them in the panels, just because they are available to trade their pins, whether it's their faces or it's the Gabe and Tycho pin, which is available. I believe it's the girl versions. I can't remember anymore. But I already have them, so I got them in Prime. So that's also a good thing if you're a big fan of Penny Arcade. Let me see what else. 2:30. No. Oh, Monster Hunter in the handheld area. Great game. Love that game. I'm probably gonna bring it out just to play with other random people. That's kind of cool. But then there's 3:30 Twitch Town Hall. Now Twitch Town Hall The last two Twitch town halls that they have in Penny Arcade basically had pins attached to them. This year, I don't know if there's a pin, but obviously you can get a free cool shirt and whatnot. I think I'm gonna try to attend it as well, just to get more free swag from Twitch. I mean, you never know. I'm guessing because they have their own convention now, that in their own convention that they do give away pins in their own convention. So maybe we can get pins from that convention that's not Penny Arcade certified, but you never know. I mean, the shirt's cool. I actually really like the shirts. One of the shirts I wear all the time, and I like wearing plain shirts. See, so there's that at 3:30 at the Falcon Theater. I believe that's on the third floor. Cool games for 4 o'clock is Smash Up, Kings of Tokyo. Those are all cool games to play. I haven't played Boss Monster, so I can't really talk about that. In Cactus Theater, there's Ironwood Adventure. So obviously, if you read a lot of Penny Arcade works, you'll know what Ironwood is, and that'd be a cool panel that you want to go to just to see the happenings of the actual comic strip. Loading Ready Run. If you want to know more about them after meeting them at the Badlands booth, you can go ahead and do that. Obviously, you can play Goat Simulator in the PC area if you really want to. Dominion's an awesome game in the tabletop games. USC, if you're really interested in game dev programming or game development, I would say drop by here at Bobcat Theater. Or if you want to be a better GM, then you can go ahead and go to Cactus Theater. So 5:30 has some good things. 6 o'clock, handheld tournament. You'll have All Stars Battle Royale for the Vita. And then you can play soccer, Cactus League, Super Mario Strikers. At Cactus Theater. Is that Cactus Theater? No, I don't know. Or you can catch a Megathon Round 2, and they're going to be playing Kerplunk. Pretty interesting. I believe by then there should be only 16 players left. 6:30 if you're a fan of YouTubers. Obviously not like myself. I have like 3 viewers. That's fine. But you can go ahead and watch YouTubers Preston Plays, Direwolf 20, Stacy Plays, and some surprise creators. I'm guessing they also have probably working out with more YouTubers and trying to bring them in. But yeah, you can go ahead and get to know them more in a panel that they're hosting. Maybe they can give you good tips on how to make your channel better. Maybe I'll go there, maybe not. You never know. 7:30 Mario Island Tour. There's Halo. 8:30 in Bobcat Theater. That's a cool thing to look at if you want to make your indie game by crowdsourcing and whatnot. Get to know more stuff about that. This Ocarina panel in the Cactus Theater. My guess is how to play the Ocarina based on who it's with. I don't know. My internet's being weird, so it's not opening. So apologize for that. Fun game, Space Team. Play it with your friends. A lot of shouting, a lot of shaking. It's pretty funny. And then we're on Saturday. This level up your craft in Bobcat Theaters for things for like creating arts and crafts, not just like YouTube channels and whatnot, but actual crafts. Which I thought was kind of cool. There's a Mario Kart 7 tournament right at the get-go. So if you're good at that, bring your 3DS. That'd be pretty cool. 10:30 right here. Penny Arcade Trading, Collecting, and Community. This is not to be confused with the actual trading session with the staff. That's actually later on in this day. But this Penny Arcade Trading, Collecting, and Community is basically the people who created the Pin Trader, the Pin Trader website where you can buy pins that are hard to collect, or obviously buy pins that you don't have to fill in your collection. It's pretty cool. I went to it last in Prime, and I learned some collecting techniques, and you get to meet some of the big collectors in the game. 11 o'clock, nothing really, just more tabletop. Let me see. Oh, at 12 o'clock, there's a junior tournament um for Ruby and Sapphire for the 3DS. So if you're under 15 or 15 and under, you can join that tournament. Now, the Cactus Theater. Is that Cactus Theater? Man, I don't even remember. But GoldenEye 64 tournament, dude, I just want to play it. Maybe I'll just go just to play. Let me see. XCOM 2, if you want some live gameplay before the game comes out and want to get a quick look at it, that's probably a cool thing to check out at the Falcon Theater. Bobcat Theater automated the series for people that, did the Kickstarter campaign. Maybe you want to get to know more about what you actually funded. Hopefully this is about the live action series. I'm clicking it, but my internet's being whack, so I can't really read it. But like I said, the one in Armadillo Theater, the Penny Arcade Trading Collecting Community, the actual trading event is here in the Q Hall. So basically you're gonna get all the people, or all the people that bring or make Penny Arcade happen, and they'll be trading pins. Excuse me. So normally they'll have like games to get rarer pins, and you can take your chance. You just put a pin in, or you can just trade for the faces, the staff faces, version 3. I just need 6 more, I believe. But obviously, because the line's gonna be long, because Australia just happened, and not a lot of people can go to Australia. You might have a chance to get a rare pin there. I mean, I wouldn't bank on it, but it's also a good place to trade with other pin collectors, and I've gotten a lot of my rarer pins trading a lot of my rare extras for it, obviously, with pin collectors who from areas that I didn't go, because obviously I couldn't go to East last year. I'm not gonna be going to Australia. Maybe this time you can complete your blind box sets from Armageddon. I did not get lucky with Armageddon, although the Fugubukuro made that a lot better. So yeah, go ahead and check it out. The line's pretty long. Get there early, and trade some pins. 1:30 is Omegathon round 3, playing Geometry Wars. That's cool. And then there's a Mario Kart 64 tournament. That's cool. Cactus Theater, you probably, if you want to know more about launching a game, that's a good one to drop by. Let's see. Right here, Persona 4, if you want to play. 3 o'clock, if the Rocket League is going to be a big tournament. So on PAX Prime, man, Rocket League was new, and man, this tournament was big. And actually a lot of people are playing Rocket League, like hosting their own mini tournaments in the PC area. So I expect to see a lot of Rocket League mini tournaments, a lot of big tournaments. It's not in its own theater this time, but you never know. It has a big presence. More autograph sessions, more indie board games. Well, Galaxy Trucker, that's kind of cool. Level up your career, that's probably a nice one for people who aspire to make games. Saturday night concerts, that's a cool thing to attend. You'll have like Bit Brigade and whatnot. It's just a fun time. Take your time to actually try and check it out once. If you're an avid PAX goer like I am, it's a fun time to just go and check it out. It's at 8 o'clock. I'll probably be tired because I do like to enjoy the city I'm in. But if we're not doing anything or can't get into an external PAX party, maybe we'll drop by. All right, and then the last day, we'll have a Street Fighter X Tekken tournament. I don't know how big that will be. With Street Fighter 5 coming out, people are probably playing Street Fighter 4 more. Game and Game Theory 101. If you want to learn more about making games, that's a cool thing. The Ethics of Live Streaming. Probably should check that out. You'll see Stacy Plays Autograph Session. If you watch her on YouTube, you can go ahead and check her out there. You'll have the Omegathon Round 5, playing Lumines live. And let's see, Hearthstone tournament at 12. If you feel good at that, you can do that. Let's see. Ziny. Make streaming your business. Maybe I should drop by to that. I have a job though, so I don't really care. Penny Arcade Q&A. Maybe if you can ask them before they leave, you can even do some pin trading because they can't really say no. Kinda, maybe. I don't know. Dixit's a pretty fun game. Tabletop games is good to play with your friends. You can make it a drinking game. Obviously not at PAX, but check that out. Then you have you have the open Ruby and Sapphire tournament, so that's a good thing to check out. There's Ultra Street Fighter 4, and that's about it. And then the whole thing ends with Omegathon final round. It doesn't say what game it's actually gonna play, but that's basically PAX in a nutshell. Now, the last thing I want to say about PAX South is, yes, you're there for the convention, but they choose these cities for a reason. And San Antonio is a great city. I advise you to probably go on Yelp, look at where you want to eat, plan this stuff ahead. But yeah, enjoy the city. Walking the Riverwalk is pretty fun. And you actually get to see most of the main city there, obviously, and it's just a nice stroll. I don't expect you to take the boat across it, but still fun times. But enough of that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it helped you a little. I know just trying to think about what I want to say here helped me a lot, because now I know exactly what I want to do. I'm not going to have that mess up where the limited edition pin was not at the store that I wanted to go. I'm talking about PAX Prime. Did not know it was in a different hotel. But basically, nothing seems too confusing this time around. So, thank you, Penny Arcade, for making PAX happen. Enjoy it. It's probably my 6th PAX. 3 primes, 2 south. Yeah, it's gonna be my 7th actually. So thank you, Penny Arcade, for sponsoring a great event. Well, it's me, JR, aka Digital Blacksmith, and thank you for your time.